Okay, welcome, and appreciate you coming. We have two announcements today, and the first concerns a special session, and the second concerns an appointment. The General Assembly has made progress on a few items this year, such as a Certificate of Need repeal, restructuring the Department of Health and Environmental Control, school choice, passing the SHIELD law, and improving an incentive package for Scott Motors, bringing jobs and prosperity to the state. Excuse me, but they have not finished their business. The General Assembly did not close the revolving door for known criminals. That door remains open. They have not passed bond reform. They have not enhanced the criminal penalties for illegal gun possession by known criminals. That must be done. In addition, the General Assembly must complete the state budget, and they must pass legislation that stops our state from becoming a destination for abortions. Therefore, I am issuing the following executive order directing the General Assembly to return for a special session to complete the important business at hand. It reads as follows: Executive Order number 2023-13. Whereas on May 11th, 2023, the regular session of the General Assembly of the State of South Carolina adjourned sine die in accordance with Section 2-1-180 of the South Carolina Code of Laws as amended. And whereas the General Assembly passed legislation to address various important matters before adjourning sine die, and such legislation has been presented to the undersigned or will be presented to the undersigned upon ratification for review and consideration as to whether to approve said legislation or return the same for objections. And whereas, notwithstanding the foregoing, although the General Assembly has reached agreement on numerous budget-related matters and appointed a conference committee on House Bill 4300, which is the General Appropriations Bill, the General Assembly did not adopt, enroll, or ratify a General Appropriations Act for the 2023-2024 fiscal year, or pass a continuing resolution to otherwise provide for the continued operation of state government after the end of the current fiscal year in advance of the sine die adjournment. And whereas, because money drawn, quote, money drawn shall be drawn from the treasury of the state or the treasury of any political subdivisions only in pursuance of appropriations made by law, end of quote. South Carolina Code, Article 10, Section 8. The absence of General Appropriations Act for the upcoming fiscal year is a matter that requires the immediate attention of and action by the General Assembly prior to its next regular session. And whereas, while the General Assembly also made commendable progress on advancing some critical measures, legislation to enhance penalties for illegal gun possession, Senate Bill 474, which is the Fetal Heartbeat and Protection from Abortion Act, House Bill 3532, which is bond reform, and other matters of significant public importance remain unresolved and did not achieve consensus prior to the sine die adjournment. And whereas the undersigned has determined that it is necessary and appropriate for the General Assembly to convene in advance of its next regular session for purposes of promptly adopting a General Appropriations Act, passing the above referenced pending legislation, and presenting the same for the undersigned's consideration. And whereas Article 4, Section 19 of the South Carolina Constitution provides that, quote, the governor may on extraordinary occasions convene the General Assembly in extra session, end quote, and further provides that, quote, should either house remain without a quorum for 5 days or in case of disagreement between the two houses during any session with respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time as he shall think proper, not beyond the time of the annual session then next ensuing, end of quote. And whereas, pursuant to Article 4, Section 19 of the South Carolina Constitution, and in accordance with the authority and discretion conferred therein, the undersigned has determined that the foregoing and other circumstances constitute an extraordinary occasion, such that it is necessary and appropriate to convene the General Assembly in extra session at the earliest practicable opportunity. And whereas the undersigned has concluded that Tuesday, May 16th, 2023 is the earliest practicable opportunity to convene the General Assembly in extra session, and the undersigned does not anticipate that timely consideration and resolution of the aforementioned matters will require the General Assembly to remain in extra session beyond May 31st, 2023. Now, therefore, by the virtue vested in me as Governor of the State of South Carolina and pursuant to the Constitution and laws of this state and the powers conferred upon me therein, I hereby call an extra session of the General Assembly of the State of South Carolina to convene at the State House in Columbia, commencing at noon Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. This order is effective immediately and shall remain in effect unless and until modified, amended, or rescinded by subsequent order. Given my hand and seal this great seal of the State of South Carolina this day, the 11th of May, 2023, signed by your Governor, Henry McMaster.